like what is one specific physical task, this is say your robot, physical task, or a manufacturing capability or design capability that is impossible today, but will be possible and also be very commonplace, like it'll be easy to do in 5 years from now.
From the expert.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, we have a tight timeline. We'll try to make this fun and exciting for everyone. So my name is Avik Das. I'm the co-founder and CTO for Guide Robotics, where we are essentially taking robotics technology and retrofitting it to existing platforms that move around in warehouses, and hence we are able to do optimizations on how to improve warehouse productivity. So that's what we do. But we have assembled a panel that's it actually touches upon a lot of the theme we have today, which is about using AI and machines to build the future for humans. How we can all work together. So it's broadly robotics, but I think you'll find that our panelists are quite well versed in other technologies that all are essential for building stable robotic systems and systems that help humans in the future. So with that, let me do some brief introductions. Everyone, just take a minute to introduce yourselves. Start from this side.
So I'm Nick. I'm founder and CEO of Refine Robotics. We're building a bipedal robot to do parcel delivery for postal services. Before that, I was a PhD student at Ishiguro Lab in Handai, so Osaka University. That lab is actually very famous for human-robot interaction and AI, and I kind of was very much away from that, thank you. And I was focusing on low-level control theory and advanced mathematics, but yeah, so I've quite a mix of the traditional control and traditional robotics approach, along with some more modern AI-led robotics experience as well. So.
Thank you.
Okay, nice to see you, everybody. My name is David Fukaya. I'm CEO of the Twinier. Our company helps autonomous system providers who is struggling for perceptive accuracy for the like autonomous driving and defense security area by providing our superhuman vision and human vision camera technology, which we can improve the safety and performance at least 5 times. It's not actually the AI, but I want to talk about what kind of data should be available for the AI in terms of for that agenda. I want to talk about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm Tatsunori Watanabe from. I'm CEO of Tokoshie. We are building AI native CAD and that helps manufacturing company turn idea into parts faster, cheaper, and without expert knowledge. And then we also building the 3D printer, and then we want to turn the 3D printer into the robotics. And then we want to talk about AI, human, and robotics. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone. Thank you for the introductions. And let's start with the first question. So, we talk about AI being the brain of the robot, but here we're going to talk about AI to design the body of the robot, right? And for that, the question is, are we going towards a world where you can say, hey, design a robot for me and it'll just do it? Or is it still that hardware is going to be the hardest part of building a robot? So whoever wants to go first, let's try to be, short. Thanks.
Your question? No.
Yeah, that was, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, our product is an AI native CAD. The users describe what you need and what you want, and then we suggest the optimal designs for the robotics company, and of course special hardware also. And that's very important to the hardware company because you can't copy and paste like the software, physical things, of course. We want to more shorten iterate the design and prototyping and test and the redesign. That's loop. We want to shorten, then we want to suggest the optimal designs. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. So I guess what you're saying is it's essentially like a smart co-pilot that increases the productivity. Okay. Anyone else?
I want to talk on a little bit on the other side, is the user side. So in typical robotics, you have your CAD system, which is designing your hardware, designing your motors, designing the frame, the structure of your robot. And then you have your robot simulator, where you have the CAD model that you import into the simulator, and you're going to run through your reinforcement learning or your model predictive control and test your locomotion algorithms, or it depends what type of robot you're building. Currently, there's not a good way to iterate between those two. If you find that your CAD model has had some serious flaws with, for example, the weight distribution of the robot, and that's resulting in your reinforcement learning performing very poorly, you don't have a good way to sort of go back and forth between that information other than just sort of start again or completely redesign. So as a consumer, something I would like to see more of is this integration between the AI-driven CAD or even traditional CAD with AI integrations that let you sort of say, hey, we found these flaws in the overall model design. Can we even completely respec the initial specifications and have it redesigned while keeping the remaining parts the same, or something like this? So I'm very excited to see where this goes, but it's not my real specialty. So yeah.
Thanks, Nick. I think what we're saying is physics is still hard, and most simulations don't really understand physics. So there's a lot of movement there, and there's stuff happening. Even recently, I think NVIDIA just advertised they now have actually a physics in their simulation for some of the use cases, which is very, very recent. So I think there's a lot of room to grow there, where we have physics in the loop and go back and forth with design. Okay, thanks. Moving on.
Can you hear? Yeah.
Okay.
Can I add a little different angle?
Sure.
I'm sorry. And then let's say, since this agenda is human and robotics, so most of the case is robotics trying to reach the level of the human, what can do. But what we are doing right now is how we can exceed the human capability for the AI. Because let's say, in case of the signals, what we are seeing today is only 0.035% of spectrum we are seeing. So most of the information for the brain is come from the eye. But if we step onto the human eye's capability, actually we are losing a lot of information for the brain. So what we're doing is we have to unleash that limitation, and then we take the seeing the gas and seeing the heatness, everything only by one eye. So that we are doing. So that is also another possibility for the AI. Doesn't have to stuck onto the capability of the human. The AI has to be more unleashed for another angle of the capability.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that perspective. So, and for that, you get to go next in the next question. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
yeah, so the reality check, right? So in the real world, there's demos. You see amazing demos online, but try going there and just show up at the office and say, "Show me the demo now," and see what happens. Anyway, but regardless, people have specific war stories, where things didn't work out as expected. So it could be a disaster while making a prototype. It could be a surprise after you deploy. You create the thing and you try everything, plan everything in simulation, and you just unleash it, and then everything goes off. And so do you have some stories where the real world completely broke your expectations? Dave, you earned your first answer.
Oh, okay. Let's say, ideally I mentioned about it. That's conceptually, it's very much interesting. But when it comes to the cost and the reality issues, of course, our art is very much well designed and well capable. based upon this body. But if we try to sum up the function of our body capability, it's going to be really going to be costly. So that kind of like a dilemma we have to go through and we have to resolve it.
I'm looking for a story, a specific case.
Specific
Where it happened
story?
with you, yeah.
Okay, happened to me is okay. We made a real good technical proof of machines of the new eye, but that cost is very high. That is more than 3 Benz Mercedes-Benz. So it's more than half of the robot issues. So yeah, that kind of work we are facing.
Thank you. Nick or Christian?
All right, I have quite a funny one. Has anyone here ever had to do a demo of their robot abroad? Have you ever had to like take your robot on a plane to a different country, shift the batteries because they're too high wattage to be allowed on commercial airlines? Realize you didn't have a Carnet form, so the customs asks you to pay tax on the robot that you shouldn't be paying tax on, and having to do all this sort of crap at 5 a.m. in a country that you don't live in. But then the batteries you ordered are also late and miss your demo, so you have to find a different supplier last minute, borrow the batteries, and actually do the demo, and you finally get there, and of course, inevitably, because it's a hardware demo, something went wrong, and you also up all night hacking everything together. This is the reality of robotics that no one talks about. There's a lot of fancy demos. You see the videos. It's very exciting. You don't see the weeks of sleepless nights beforehand, and everything still going wrong on the day. But we kind of love it, right? So we're all masochists, really.
Great, thank you. And now I'm looking for a funny story from you about someone asked to design a robot. What did they get? No, I'm just joking. Please go ahead.
Yes. That's a very difficult problem. I think so. We want to close the gap. That's the demo and the physical things, the robotics. Very difficult. We have to more rapidly the feedback rules.
Specific story.
Sorry. That's pretty difficult. So specific.
Like if you go back to the beginning when you unleashed your product and you asked the first beta user to test it, did you get surprises or things like that? I'm just curious. This part of the story.
Yes, our founding story is we have the 3 co-founders, including me, and then our engineer side, 2 engineers, and then their research is the robotics in the Chiba Institute University, and then they infronting the NFS about the manufacturing, especially the 3D printing. 3D printer is very high operation cost. You have to remove by man hand, and then that's very time consuming. So they want to build the conveyor belt to the continuous and molding. But they want to know how to build the company and then running the company. So they asked me to the team, make the team. So that's around 6 years ago. That's my specific story.
How did you answer?
Oh yes, of course.
You said yes?
Yes, of course.
Wow.
We can do that. That's it.
Great. Yeah. So his disaster story is he joined a team of geeks. Okay.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Nothing ever went wrong for him. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Now, so the theme is building together, right? So which means AI, robots, humans, whatever. So human collaboration. So the question for the panel is that how do we lower the barrier in all these technology that we are talking about that's going to help humans, so that more humans can actually participate in building or working with robots rather than just watching from the sidelines. They're watching it on YouTube, like cat video. They're watching robot videos, right? So what can we do to make sure that people get into this, right? Start using it. It's more accessible. Democratize. For your case, design, democratize. Using robots for services, all of that. I'll let whoever wants to go first.
So I have two rough answers. The first one is about how we can have people want to interact with robots. This is something my previous lab did a lot of, but at a very high level, robots are still stupid. And if you design a robot to look like an adult, people think that it will think like an adult. And as a result, they then get disappointed and then they don't want to interact with it. So there is a certain amount of physical design in making robots, it sounds silly, but making robots look cute results in much greater response amongst humans when you're actually trying to work together or work with or talk to or whatever it is, interact with. Then the second one is about safety. I think people forget that the motor torque of a modern humanoid robot, I'm not a fan of humanoids by the way, but in general, is 4 times higher than a motorcycle engine, right? These robots can punch through walls and we're trying to get them to clean in our houses. So there is a hard requirement on guaranteeable safety. There's a lot of research in this in control barrier functions. If this is something you're interested in, you can look at in the future. I'm not going to explain it. But that I think we really need to solve before we will get truly human and robot collaborative environments.
Okay, thank you. What about democratizing design or,
Yeah, Democrat. Let's see. I'm not a robotics specialist, but always I have to be in mind that whatever robotics need to do or doesn't need to do, actually some benefit of the democratization. Always I will think about. Our company is thinking about it. So. Again, it's very funny, and then maybe everyone knows about it. But most of the conventional camera eye cannot detect the grass. So robot is very easy to hit the grass. But actually, somebody is waving the hand behind the grass, and then the robot can understand he is waving the hand. But the robot cannot understand in between there is a grass. So if they approach to the people, they're gonna hit the robot hit it. So without thinking about that portion, what we need to achieve is, waving the hands and then have a conversation with him, maybe a little bit go closer to the door and then shake hands. So those kind of natural human behavior, we need to achieve it. Then we need to bring in some newer technology for that. So that is why we are making a new camera. So rather than not limiting the capability of current robotics, we rather unleash that limitation and then make it real human behavior. That is what we are trying to close the gap.
Yeah, so I think what he's saying in summary is that in order to make, tying both of them, in order to make robots safe and trustworthy, you need to find the gaps and solve them. And of course, make it cheaper. Any comments?
Yeah. Sorry, what is?
So how do you make, in your case, for example, how do you make design, AI, all these tools you're building more accessible to humans so that they can start using it?
Yeah, our product AI cat is one of the conversational cat, and then users can talk to the AI and what you need, and then turn idea into parts. That it's one of the hard. It's hard to the language from the idea. It's very difficult. That's a very many needs the training and what you need, and that's very difficult. And then we want to support that turn idea into parts. That's it. That's our very important point.
So his vision,
Yeah.
the vision for the company is to democratize
Yes, manufacturing.
Yeah, manufacturing.
Yeah. You'll get a chance for Q&A. So.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
good,
yeah.
I was just,
Yeah.
I was his mentor.
Yes.
Okay. No, definitely.
I was like, you should say your vision statement, because that's what it is.
I fed him the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What you're doing is very important, and I agree. But we can dive deeper in the Q&A section. Okay, so the future. So let's all hold up a crystal ball, and only 5 years. I'm not talking about 50 years. Yeah. So what is in your mind? Everyone guys go. It's only 30 seconds because we have to give them time for Q&A. Like, what is one specific physical task? This is, say, you're a robot, a physical task, or a manufacturing capability or design capability that is impossible today, but will be possible and also be very commonplace. Like, it'll be easy to do in 5 years from now. So each one of you will have to answer it.
I think if we knew the answer to that question, we'd have already raised $100 million. However, there are tasks that are very difficult now that I think will get a lot easier over the next 5 years. And for me, I think it's autonomous decision making. I think Waymo has already shown that this is possible now in San Francisco. And the robots that are going into environments they haven't seen before, with the advancing in AI intelligence and decision making, will be able to actually make reasonable decisions in scenarios that are way beyond their training data. And I think that excites me quite a lot.
Okay. Dave, any thoughts?
I think echoing the Waymo things, our camera is trying to upgrade all those capability for the autonomous driving capability. So that's going to be one of the scenario which we are like to resolve in very short term or in near term.
Yeah, I think in your case it's simple. You're giving, you're basically seeing beyond the visible spectrum, and if you make it easily accessible to everyone, immediately you're providing better coverage, sensor coverage, which is the most important thing for robotics. What about you?
Yeah. Our vision is that we empower everyone to make anything. So in the near future, we want to realize that, and even if you never use the CAD, but you can make it anything. So that's our mission and vision. That's why.
Excellent, thank you.
How about Avi? How about your opinion?
Well, I won't give my opinion, but I will share a funny story.
Funny story.
Which will kind of, anyway. So how many of you were aware of this thing called the DARPA Robotics Challenge, which happened quite a few years ago, which was the ultimate challenge post-Fukushima disaster, where there were humanoids that were teleoperated in most cases, most of it, had to do all these series of tasks. And this was telecast live on television, on YouTube. So any of you watch that? Okay, well, I'm sure you watched it, yeah. He probably watches it every month or something like that.
Every day.
Every day, maybe. Yeah, so what you will find there, if you do have the chance, do look it up. What you'll find there is, it is incredible how hard each task was for the humanoid, right? Things like, and this is a hint, like opening a door handle, right? Just walking up to the door handle, opening it, and just going through. That pretty much crushed all the robots. CMU, MIT, whatever, like falling flat. And then you had the thing of turning valves, right? I'm just to name a few. So my point is that somehow, we have suddenly moved now to people who are obsessed with folding clothes, which again, to me, is sort of interesting, because we need to go back to the basics of why robots are necessary in disaster areas or whatever. So that's, to give you a point, is that I would be very happy if 5 years from now I watched a repeat of the DARPA Robotics Challenge and every task was done properly. That's why DARPA exists, right? They challenge the problems, and that's what became Waymo, right? Waymo is, showing off whatever, but the DARPA Urban Challenge, again, mini disaster, but there were some winners, and it still took, whatever, more than a decade to get to the point of everyone talking about Waymo. By the way, the Waymo was spotted in Austin driving down the wrong way on a highway. So let's not use Waymo so much. Okay.
I'll just add, for anyone who's not seen the DARPA Robotics Challenge, the opening the doorknob one is really funny. Quite a lot of the robots actually, rather than rotating the doorknob, they rotated themselves. So you have a robot sort of go here, grab the door, and then
It's
it
just coordinate frames.
and then it falls over. And you have other ones like walk up some stairs and then just fall over backwards, and all these stupid little mistakes that we don't really see in the demos these days. So it's already improved a lot. But it's
The
got a long way
mobility,
to go.
yeah, the mobility has improved. We can go upstairs now, but I will rest my point on dexterous manipulation.
Yes.
Okay, with that, we open it up for Q&A. I'm sure everyone's interest has been.
The three key takeaways from the conversation from this panel talk. The real future of robotics is human plus AI. 1. AI can speed up robot design, but hardware and physics are still the hardest part. AI is becoming very powerful in design and simulation. AI native CAD, AI copilot, faster interaction. But robots live in the real physical world, where gravity, weight, balance, torque, batteries, and cost still break expectation. Key insight: AI can accelerate design, but it cannot magically skip physics, cost, real-world testing. Robots can improve safety, disaster zones, warehouse, reduce human risk, unlock capabilities humans simply don't have. 3. Democratization is key. Lower the barrier so more people can build and work with robots. Right now, robotics feel distant, something humans watch on YouTube, not something they touch. The panel agreed that the future depends on conversational AI to be described earlier. Get a part. Easier design tools, no CAD expertise required. Safer, friendlier robots that humans trust. Lower cost and accessibility. Key insights. Robot will scale only when non-expert can participate. This is not just a tech problem. It's UX design, safety, cost, trust, education. Okay, thank you so much for watching our episode today. I hope this conversation will help your future and career. If you like it, please subscribe us and give you a like. And if you have some opinion or feedback or idea, don't hesitate, please DM me via LinkedIn. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye. またね。Ciao.